Joining us now in a CNBC exclusive for more is Larry Merlo, the president and CEO of CVS Health. Welcome back, Larry. Good to see you.
Sarah, great to be here.
So it was a beat, and you also raised guidance. Are you surprised to see the sort of muted stock price reaction?
You know what, Sarah? We had a great year, great fourth quarter, and a great outlook for 2020. And the early reaction was terrific. We had some follow-up calls with investors, and pleased that our 2020 outlook is ahead of what we had estimated at an analyst day last June. So, I'm sure we're going to rebound.
But I mean, the stock is still down for the year. Are you still getting that skepticism that you had when you first closed the big Aetna deal around this whole retail, pharmacy benefits manager, health insurer conglomerate strategy?
Sarah, we had a very successful investor day back in June. We mapped out the strategy in great detail, the plan associated with that. And over the second half of the year, investors have seen the execution proof points associated with that. And, the stock is up roughly 40% since that June investor day.
Cramer this morning was talking about your stock. I know you know Jim well. And he said, look, good quarter, good guide up. But inevitably, everybody says, yeah, but Amazon. Yeah, but Amazon. How do you get out of that?
You know what, Scott? We've talked a lot about not leaving any white space for disruption, and bricks and mortar is not going to go away. What's important is how bricks and mortar evolves to be more relevant, to meet the needs of today's consumer, and that's what we've been working on, and that's led to the evolution of what we're calling our health hub. We started this time last year in the Houston market. The early returns were terrific in consumers, great reaction. We went to 4 more markets, and it's led to a rollout strategy of 600 to 650 by the end of this year, 1,500 by the end of 2021.
High drug prices still appear to be helping the business. And how sustainable is that in a political environment where there's pressure to lower drug prices?
It's Sarah, great comment. And, our PBM Caremark has demonstrated the ability to lower the net cost of pharmaceuticals for plan sponsors and consumers. Recently, we rolled out a new strategy for those that suffer from diabetes, and it allows clients to adopt a benefit design that reduces the consumers' out-of-pocket cost to zero. And we believe on average it'll save about $467 out of consumer pocketbooks. So we're very excited about some of the innovation that we're bringing to market.
How are you thinking about coronavirus?
What, Scott, as we've seen in the news and in the recent report, it looks like the actions taken in Asia are starting to stabilize.
If you believe that.
Well, if you believe that, and prevention, and preparedness is important. This all reminds me back to 2009 when we had the H1N1 scare and the role that pharmacists played all across the country in terms of providing, immunization. So, pharmacists play an important role in communities all across the country, whether it's disseminating information or, being part of the solution in terms of whatever that may be.
If it becomes a bigger story here, are you going to be ready?
We'll be ready in terms of, whatever that action is required that needs to be delivered at a local level.
What have you already seen in terms of people going out and buying masks or sanitizers? Is that happening?
We have seen a run on that, and there is a shortage of masks available, in our stores and broadly across the country.
There's also some concern that China, on the supply side, is very integral in the chain for pharmaceutical drugs and a lot of the equipment that is sold in your stores. How exposed are we to that?
Yeah, we have diversified our pharmaceutical supply chain, and we do not see any risks in terms of the continuity of the supply chain for our clients and customers at this point in time.
Are you still getting, though, the numbers that we have alluding to, what Sarah was talking about, a very large percentage of pharmaceuticals are made in China. They're coming out of China.
Yeah, and Scott, as we look at our supply chain, it is a very small percentage, and again, we've been able to diversify with innovation. We've got a partnership with Cardinal Health that's called Red Oak that allows us that level of diversification.
What about the products sold in the store?
Yeah, we have not seen any impact to that at this point in time. Again, it's something that we're continuing to monitor.
Would you? Oh, I'm sorry. Please, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask you about Mark Bertolini, who was in the news. The former Aetna CEO was on your board, though told the Wall Street Journal he was being pushed off the board. How tense is this relationship?
You know what, Sarah, this was an effort. You saw the comments from Dave Dorman, our chairman, last week that, our board had grown to 16 and, there was a goal, to, reduce it in size, make the board more manageable. And, that action was taken. And look, we've got a great board. We've got a tremendous amount of healthcare experience that, continues to be resident on our board, from pharma to consumer care to healthcare policy, biotech. And, we also have 3 legacy Aetna directors who, combined have about 30 years of service on, the legacy Aetna board. So, we'll continue to benefit from their counsel, advice, and oversight.
What kind of contact do you have with the White House or officials in Washington about what their expectations are for coronavirus here?
Yeah, we have stayed in touch with, with HHS and are getting their debriefs from, the CDC and FDA. And again, it's something that we're in constant contact with.
Just want to bring up politics. Of course, we got the results from New Hampshire. Looks like Sanders came out on top. How do you prepare? All the Democrats want to revamp the healthcare system, but how do you prepare for these scenarios, including Bernie Sanders? You
know what, Sarah, we talk a lot about, first of all, we need to separate healthcare policy from politics over the next several months. And, there's a lot of focus on access. And, we believe in affordable care for all Americans. We don't believe there's enough attention being paid to outcomes. And you look at a healthcare industry that's approaching $4 trillion. People are not achieving their best health outcome, especially those with chronic disease. We think that is a tremendous opportunity. And, that's what, this new company of CVS and Aetna coming together is all about, what we're working on, and we're off to a great start.
Has the insurance company helped drive business? The rest of the company yet?
What we're embarking upon is an integrated offering. You combine, the medical, the pharmacy benefit. You make healthcare local and be able to meet people where they are. The health hubs are playing an important role. So, it's been a great 13 months. We've got a tremendous amount of work done, and the future's exciting.
Larry, thank you for coming in to
Sarah,
talk to us
thank you.
about
Scott,
it.
thank you.
Larry
Good to see you.
Merlo, CVS.